Alright everybody, welcome back to the Meat Stew 232 channel. I am Meat Stew, and this is part 2 of a complete beginner's tutorial for 7 Days to Die. So when we left last time, we had just built our first base. We are going to click on Continue Game. That will bring you to any save games that you have here. There are 4 slots to be able to save different maps on. We're just going to get right back into the tutorial. Here you can find continue game options, where you have access to all of the options we adjusted in the last video. We're going to leave everything the same and just hit start game. It'll load us into the map. Alright, so first thing I want to do when I get back into the game is I'm going to come to my menus here. I'll hold the square button and I want to check on my character. So you can see player stats over on the right side. You can see active effects over here. All of your clothing items you can add or remove from this side. You can take off the hood or replace it, whatever you need to do. But the important thing we're looking at here is our level, our wellness, and most importantly our food and water. So right now food and water are both at 36%. That's not great. If that gets too low, it will start decreasing your wellness, which also plays into your hit points and stamina. So what we're going to do here, the game did start us with a can of chili. And if you hit triangle on that, you can see the effects that the chili will have once you consume it. This base price, that has to do with traders. We will cover that in a future video. Fullness will increase by 14%, but it will lower your hydration by 7% almost. So we are going to go ahead and eat that. You look over here, you'll see your controls for that. You can eat, scrap, or drop. We're going to hit left on the D-pad. We will eat that. And you can see over on the right side, our food just jumped up to 49%, and our water dropped to 28%. Now, we do have some bottled water. We're going to go ahead and drink one of those. You see it increases hydration by almost 28%. This also increases your stamina by 20. So we're about 50% for both of those things. I think that's going to be enough for us to get up to nighttime. It's almost 4 p.m. Remember, zombies start running at 10 p.m. and we are on 18-hour daylight, so they will only run for 6 hours between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. So we have our hut here. Now there are a couple things I want to do before we leave the hut. If you recall, let me pull up the map real quick. Oh, just got a trophy. Brush with Death. I lived for 50 minutes in a single player game. Those are real-time minutes. Those are not game minutes, obviously. Alright, so if you remember, at the beginning, we placed our bedroll way over here. So that acts as our respawn point. When we die, we will respawn at our bedroll. But now we have this hut. So if I die, I want to come back to this hut. So what I'm going to do is craft another bedroll. So we'll come over to the menu, highlight the bedroll with X, and then up on the D-pad, as long as you have 20 plant fibers, you'll be able to craft another one of those. And secondly, I'm going to open the map again. And right where I am, I'm going to hit triangle, and I'm going to put a save waypoint here. This will bring up this menu of icons, and you can select one of these to place on the location on the map that you selected. I'm going to put a castle here because this is our base. It's our castle, our humble abode, if you would. Our bedroll is ready. I'm going to bring that into the hotbar, and I'm going to place this. Well, remember, you can rotate with R2. I'm just going to place it right there on the floor. It's another reason I put that chest up on the wall, so that I would leave some floor space here. It's also going to be important once nighttime comes. Now, if you hold triangle on this chest, you can unlock it. It's not going to matter for you. As long as you build the chest, if it is locked, you can open it. Again, the locks in this game pertain to more multiplayer aspects of the game. So, I've explained previously that I am a hoarder. I like to keep everything. And we're about to go out and explore some things. There are 3 things that I always keep in my inventory. That is small stone, plant fibers, and wood. I will also keep the arrows in my inventory. You guys don't have to move them like this. I'm just doing that to show you a little easier. But everything else, I'm going to drop into this chest. So if you just go through and click R3 on all of these items, it will move that stuff in there. I also like to keep wood frames on me. I will explain that in a little while. And we can repair these things, but we don't need both bone shivs. So I'm going to leave that in there. I'm going to come into my inventory and start repairing this stuff. You highlight with triangle. Oh, you can't repair the wooden club. We'll just build another one in that case. It'll be better anyway. So we'll repair the stone axe, repair the stone shovel. We don't really need to repair the bow just yet. And I'm going to come over here, highlight the wooden club with triangle, and right on the D-pad will scrap this. So I'm going to hit right, it'll go into that queue, and then it gives you a little bit of wood back, and we are going to craft one more. Boom. So now we have a level 17 wooden club that's going to do a little bit more damage. I'm going to rearrange my hotbar here. Very nice. And there we go. So we are set to go out and explore. We've placed our bedroll. We put a bunch of inventory in the chest. One final thing I want to do before we leave here. You can also improve these doors by using L2. Just like so. So it's a little bit stronger now. Good. So we've got a couple options here. We are right next to a town, and that could be very helpful. But because we're approaching nighttime, I am probably just going to do some mining. I might go try to get that deer, but I'm probably going to speed through this part of the video. Our next major goal is to build a forge. So I'm going to try to talk to you guys about that. But for right now, I'm just going to go hunt and mine a bunch of stuff, and then I'll come back to the hut at nighttime. We got lucky here. The deer don't always get stuck on big boulders like this, but it does help you not have to chase them down. But again, any food that you can gather is going to help. Another thing the animals give you is animal hide, and you will need either 20 animal hide or 20 leather in order to complete crafting the forge. I can hear a zombie sneaking up on me. Oh, he's almost here. Cactus. Alright. Let's try to fight this guy with a knife. Be real careful with that, but I do prefer to use blade weapons over blunt weapons. So if I can help it at all, I will try to use the knife. There's another cactus. Alright, knocked him down. It's pretty dark out here. I meant to bring my torch with me. We're going to finish demolishing this deer. And like I said, we are going to mine some resources. Right now, we've only got about 400 wood and 200 stone. So I am going to speed through this part of the video and just... Oh, there's another deer. Oh. Alright, well that's hard to say no to. Alright, I thought I lost him for a second, but we got him. So like I said earlier, our next major goal is to craft a forge. And we are going to need either 20 leather or 20 animal hide to make that happen. So as many animals you can get right off the bat, that's really going to help you get that forge crafted. And that is going to supercharge your ability to move forward early game. See how many we've got now. We've got 12. I think we have 3 back at the base. There was a pig over here. Maybe we can get him. It might give us enough animal hide to do what we need to do. Get there. Try to get him. Oh no, I'm out of arrows. I'm gonna lose him. Let me see if I can craft something real quick. No. I don't have any feathers either. That's not great. If I can run him into that boulder, I might be able to bash him. Oh yeah. The boulders have gifted us another deer. Alright. Here, zombie. Oh, two of them. Alright. It's getting a little hairy. Bring out the club here. There's a third one. Alright. So I guess this is a good time to talk about an appropriate way to fight zombies. If you can see, they just kind of walk towards you. Oh! I'm stunned. Oh no! I might die here. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of them. Yeah, so day one, we're pretty low level. We're just going to try to get away from these guys. As a perfect example of what you don't want to find yourself in. There's 5 of them right there. And all I want is to pick up the rest of this deer. Well, that was exciting. Where did that deer go? I can't see anything. Tell me I'm gonna lose this deer now. Alright, you know what? We'll leave the deer. Whew, that got a little intense there for a second. Alright, I am going to speed through this part of the video. We're just going to gather enough wood, and then I'll show you guys what we're going to do at nighttime back at the base. Alright, so I was able to get one of them. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on these guys because we still need quite a few resources. I probably should have planned ahead a little better with my arrows, but, you know, I don't have any feathers. But now's a good time to talk about cotton. You will need cotton eventually, and these goldenrod flowers and corn is always good to have as well. So anytime you see this, it grows pretty consistently out in the wild. It's a good idea just to pick that up and drop it off in your chest back at your base. I'm going to keep mining. Okay, my axe has broken. So I'm going to repair that real quick. You guys can kind of see how I was fighting these zombies. If you just wait for them to come to you, swing your weapon, and back up. There's one back there too. I saw him a second ago. Swing and back up. Just try to stay out of their reach. They will stun you. There are a few ways around that. You can either find some beer and drink the beer. It'll prevent you from getting stunned. Or you can find painkillers, and those will also prevent you from getting stunned. There's a dancing pig. Look at him just twirling around up there. We're going to get him. We're going to try to get him. Oh, he fell off. Come here, little piggy. You can run faster than the pigs, but not the deer. So if all you've got is a club, you can run down the pigs most of the time. This guy's taking a beating. Oh, I'm out of stamina. So you just got to keep an eye on them. If you run out of stamina, let it regenerate. Eventually they will kind of slow down. But it is pretty easy to lose sight of them. So yeah, I can't even really see him here, but I'm going to keep going. There he is. They generally stay in a straightish path, so if you just keep going in the same direction they were going, you should eventually get back to them. I would really like to get this guy. It's starting to get dark. It's about 7:15 p.m. We've still got plenty of enough time to get back to the base before the zombies start running. But I will try to get this pig, maybe do a little bit more mining, and then we'll probably call the session there. And then I will come back for part 3 of this series to show you guys a good way to handle your first night. I'm pretty sure I lost that pig. Alright, back to mining then. Got another zombie here. We can probably take care of her pretty easily. So once you knock them down, you will deal stun damage to them. So they basically can't move for a little while, and you deal a little bit of extra damage. Alright guys, we have found a tree stump here. These are always good to search in. Look, there we go. We got a hunting rifle barrel with quality rating 222. That's really good to find on day 1. Excuse me. Now, there are some goldenrod here. I do apologize, it is getting dark out here and I forgot to bring my torch out of the hut. But we are going to gather a bunch of cotton here. Now, if you look around closely, I'll have to show you guys this during the daylight, but these small boulders I talked about in the last video. So as you mine these, you will get stone, you will get raw iron, and at the end there's a chance that it will either give you coal, nitrate, lead, or all 3. Now they generally appear in these fields in a whole big group. It's like a family of boulders. But the ground underneath these things, where the boulders are and where all this cotton and goldenrod grows, generally speaking, is clay, and you can't really see it right now, but we're gonna try to dig a little bit. That's dirt. It might not be clay here. Yeah, it looks like all we're getting is dirt. Anyway, in order to make the forge, you are gonna need a bit of clay. We are not so fortunate, so we'll just have to look for that during the daytime. I did want to bring that up briefly though. It is disappointing. Usually it is around all this cotton and boulders and stuff. There's probably some around here, I just can't see it because it's too dark. It's about 8:30. My shovel just broke. I'm going to speed through this next part of the video. We're going to get a little bit more resources and then head back to base. Alright everybody, it's about 9 p.m. We are going to check the map here, hold square, and drag down to the bottom right. We can see we are pretty far from the house. Here's our base up here. You can see those map markers. I put the castle down, and that's also our map marker for the bedroll that we placed there. And then over here, we'll get into this in one of the next videos, but this icon is for the trader. You can see over in the top right of the screen we have one more quest, Journey to the Settlement, locate the trader, and they give you a location of where the trader is. Now it's always a good idea, sometimes map markers can disappear. It is always a good idea to go ahead and hit triangle and drop your own save waypoint on top of this. So I'm gonna put another trader icon right there. That way, if the one that the game puts there disappeared, then mine will still remain there. And because we are getting pretty close to nighttime, zombies are going to start running. It is dark, and I don't have a torch with me. We're just going to run as fast as we can back to the house. We should have plenty of time to get there. But yeah, I usually don't like to cut it so close. If you are a complete beginner at this game, I would recommend spending your nights indoors. It would probably be a good idea to be indoors by 9 p.m. Because even with this short amount of a distance between me and the base, any number of things could happen to take you off course. You get distracted, or you find yourself in a fight, or you see something shiny over there you want to go pick up. You'll end up outside while the zombies can run, and that is not a good place to be early game and with little experience. And like I said, there's a zombie right there between me and the base. We can get around him. We're just walking right now to regenerate some stamina. He's not going to be a big problem. Famous last words, right? Alright, and we're running. It's another good talking point. Anywhere you run, you will be leveling your athletics skill, which is important. There is a perk called Sexual Tyrannosaurus, or as Spartan puts it, Sexy Rexy. But that helps your rate of stamina regeneration. There we go, you just saw skill in athletics is now level 6. So once you have enough skill points to buy a perk, I would highly recommend getting Sexual Tyrannosaurus first. There are a couple other ways you could go about that to make the game a little easier on you, but stamina regeneration is very important, so you want to be doing that as soon as possible. Alright, we are back to the base. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to drop all of my inventory, except for these 3 things I talked about earlier. Wood, stone, and plant fibers you always want to keep on your person. I always keep wood frames. The wood frames can help you get out of a tight spot. Let's say if you're being run down by a horde of zombies, you can use the wood frames to jump up on top of another building. So they can help you get away and evade zombies. So I usually keep those on my toolbar here. And the wood, stone, and plant fibers will help you craft just about anything you're going to need to craft early game if you are in a bind. So we're going to call it here for the night. It is 9:45. When we come back, I will be explaining what we do during the first night. Thanks for watching the Meat Stew channel. If you like what I'm doing here, hit the like and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.